What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Firstly, we will be covering the presentation and press conference of Araujo's contract renewals. We have quotes from Araujo, Joan Laporta, Jordi Cruyff, Mateu Alemán, whoever talked during this press conference. And of course, we will celebrate the renewal of Araujo as well. We do have a big update on the Lewandowski meeting that happened yesterday between Bayern Munich and Javi. We have a whole entire recap of that meeting and what was discussed, and also the chance of Lewandowski joining Barcelona this summer. Also a big update on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele. Javi is pushing for this renewal like no tomorrow. He wants this renewal to be done because it will be cheaper to keep Dembele and renew him than to buy a replacement. And Dembele is also pushing for this renewal as well. His age is making it difficult as he was a big sign-on bonus, but Dembele is willing to reduce his wages to stay at Barcelona. And finally, a big update on Espai Barca. The project has been approved by the city council, and now the club have released a plan from now until 2025 of what will happen with Espai Barca and how the stadium will be completed. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes on this video. It'd be very much appreciated. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's first start off by reacting to the presentation of the contract renewal of Ronald Araujo. This morning on the Camp Nou pitch, he put pen and paper on a brand new deal at Barcelona, keeping him at the club until June 2026. Now, we were expecting a press conference after this, but it actually did not take place. So what I'm going to do instead is, of course, tell you guys what they said on the pitch. Jordi Cruyff, Mateu Alemán were all there alongside Araujo's family. But in the end, I don't know why there was no press conference. Let's go and see what they said on the pitch after signing that contract renewal. Firstly, on Araujo, he said it's a huge happiness to be at this great club, the best team in the world. It's tremendous. Thanks to my parents, my wife, because we went through a lot. Achieving this is very important for us. Thank you all for the support that we've received. And then he started to cry, saying that we worked very hard to be here, to get to Europe. And when they told me that I could come to Barcelona, you do not understand how happy I was. And now, feeling important as I do, I never doubted. I was always clear to continue here at Barcelona. I believe a lot in the young players that we have. We are going to get up and win many titles from now on. I received many offers to leave Barcelona, but the idea was to continue at Barcelona. We quickly reached an agreement with the club, and according to reports, he was offered triple the salary that he's currently on his brand new deal from other clubs like PSG, Manchester United, and Arsenal. And lastly, Araujo said, I spoke with Javi, with Busi, with Danny, and the national team with Luis Suarez. It was clear for me to stay here, but when you have that many opinions, it is much better. And of course, he talks more in depth with Barca TV Plus. If you want to go watch that on YouTube, go right ahead. Not going to cover it here. It's your typical stuff. Oh, my favorite moment here, red card in my debut, all that sort of stuff. In the end, he sacrificed a lot to be here. He rejected a lot of other offers to stay at Barcelona. In the end, he worked around the club to have the right salary at the club and continue at Barcelona for the future. And now for the president, of course, Joan Laporta. I want to thank Araujo because he's a highly valued player with whom we have a character and commitment. As the president of Barcelona, I am very grateful to him and his family, and thank you to his family for having educated him like the man he has turned up today. And then out of nowhere, Joan Laporta gave us a contract renewal update on Gavi, saying that we hope we have good news on Gavi so he can play with you as well in the future. Work is underway. Laporta likes to do this in these presentations, give you guys updates on other ones as well. We've laid out the foundation for the future at this club. A center back like Araujo, a midfielder like Pedri and Nico, and hopefully Gavi too. Forwards like Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres, who's also young and arrived recently. We are very grateful to you, Ronald, for staying here and committing yourself to Barcelona. Araujo himself recognizes that he has to adapt to Barcelona's style, but the Uruguayans have shown that they have a special character. He is capable of adapting to our style of play. Araujo is a person who has shown his involvement. He wants to adapt. He already understands and even speaks a few words of Catalan as well, which I thought was very, very surprising. So overall, very, very short day. They came onto the pitch, signed the contract, and of course gave a few words on the Camp Nou pitch. Laporta went back into the offices while Araujo went to the side with Barca TV Plus and did a more in-depth interview about his upcoming, how he played the Clasico at right back, all that sort of stuff. If you want to go check that out, go on the Barcelona Twitter or Barcelona website, that's all there. But Araujo has committed his future to Barcelona and will be at the club until at least June 2026 and will be the future in that center back position at Barcelona. Let's now discuss some of the transfer news over the past 24 hours. Now, the first player that we have been linked with is, of course, Robert Lewandowski. And yesterday, he had a meeting with Bayern Munich to discuss, of course, his contract renewal at the club. And we do have a recap about that interview. First, coming in from Fabrizio Romano, he's come out saying yesterday's meeting between Robert Lewandowski's agent Javi and Bayern Munich is not going to be the last one. It was just an opening meeting. Bayern Munich is still pushing to keep Lewandowski, but Barcelona will not give up in their pursuit. Blind came out saying there was a good atmosphere in the meeting between Bayern Munich and Javi. Bayern had made it clear they were not going to sell Lewandowski this summer, but more meetings will take place in the future, and Lewandowski himself was indeed absent from this meeting, and Lewandowski is unhappy with the outcome of yesterday's meeting. He wants a definitive solution and a clarity over his future. Lewandowski is leaning towards leaving Bayern Munich this summer and not next year on a free deal. Meanwhile, the club does not want to let him go this summer. Now, so far that meeting very similar to like the first meeting that we had with Dembele about 2 weeks ago, where we sat down, broke the ice, started to talk again about the future, all that sort of stuff. No numbers, no logistics were talked about in this meeting, simply just to break the ice and pretty much say hello again. That's how it went, but again, Lewandowski is not happy about that. He wanted his future to be discussed or even resolved in that meeting, but none of that took place during the meeting. Now, Matteo Morito from Sky Sports came out saying that Barcelona have been working on the Lewandowski signing for months. The contacts intensified after Barcelona sealed the deal for Franck Kessie and Andreas Christensen, and Xavi has already spoken to the player. Joan Laporta and Javi have met on several occasions to discuss the future of Lewandowski, and Lewandowski and Bayern Munich's position are not close right now. Javi knows that Bayern Munich will not go crazy to renew Lewandowski and also value his departure as well, but Bayern Munich can't stop his exit if they don't get a replacement and would also demand a high transfer fee. So again, with this meeting, still in the same spot pretty much. We have to wait for a couple more meetings and we'll get a really definitive answer. But it was clear at the moment that Lewandowski is not happy whatsoever about his future. He wants an answer as soon as possible, while Javi's kind of sitting in the middle between Barcelona and Bayern Munich, trying to make his client happy, of course. We'll wait and see, man. Again, it's still all in the hands of Bayern Munich. They want to renew him, offer him the contract that he wants. He'll stay 100%. If they don't, Lewandowski will push for the move, and then that's when Barcelona and Bayern Munich will begin to talk. At this current moment, Bayern Munich and Barcelona have not talked whatsoever. It has all been between the agent, Javi. So we'll wait and see what happens. Again, Lewandowski is getting closer to move to Barcelona and moving away from Bayern Munich. But again, Bayern Munich do have control of this entire situation. Now, along with a striker, another priority for Barcelona this summer is to reinforce the defense, more specifically in that left back position, to buy a left back to compete with Jordi Alba and also possibly overtake him. And the main priority right now in that position is Alejandro Grimaldo. Mundo Deportivo came out saying a meeting between Barcelona and the agent Alejandro Grimaldo is set to take place very soon. He is one of Barcelona's most desired players for the left back position. Grimaldo's out of contract next summer in June 2023 and does not want to renew his contract with Benfica. And Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Benfica can demand something around 20 million euros for the transfer of Grimaldo this summer, but it must be remembered that Barcelona have reserved 15% of the selling rights in the future, which of course will have an impact on his transfer fee. I think if it's not Jose Gaya, it has to be Grimaldo. I think Grimaldo is a fantastic left back, the perfect ideal replacement, and also competitor for Jordi Alba next season. When you can use either one at left back, and I will feel comfortable. Of course, he has to come in and adapt still, but he knows the Barcelona way, knows the style. Of course, he's a La Masia player. I saw him back in 2015 under Luis Enrique. He got a few opportunities there, and I saw him a bit under Barcelona B, and then he got sold to Benfica. I think this would be a fantastic signing, but there is a backup for Grimaldo, and that is Javi Galan from Celta Vigo. And Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Javi Galan continues to be one of the left back options for Barcelona. There have been contacts with his entourage, but nothing with Celta Vigo yet, and Celta would demand at least 15 million euros. Ricky Puig or Martin Braithwaite can be included in the deal. Now, last night, Jorge Mendes and his entourage were in Barcelona, and they had a meeting with Joan Laporta, Rafael Uste, and Mateo Alemán. Apparently, Xavi was there as well, and he does have some links to Javi Galan, also to Ruben Neves, João Felix, Darwin Núñez as well. I think Javi Galan is a good option, but I'd much rather get Grimaldo. I think Grimaldo should be the priority, as it should be, and if we don't get him, I'd be happy with Javi Galan. And personally, I would love to do a swap deal, swap Martin Braithwaite Galan straight away, straight swap. I'd be happy with that. Even with Ricky Puig as well. Try to spend as less money as you can. Use that money somewhere else. Lewandowski, Rafinha, maybe another center back as well. So wait and see in the left back position. Right now, Grimaldo is definitely the priority and definitely, and I mean definitely, the way better left back than Javi Galan. But Javi Galan is the backup if we fail to sign Grimaldo this summer. Now, over the past few days, it is quite clear that Mateo Alemán has been traveling outside of Barcelona to sign another center back. Of course, we've already sealed a deal for Andreas Christensen, and now Mateo Alemán is going out to find another center back. We thought it was Romagnoli. It's not him. It's not the lid either. All the signs pointed towards Lisandro Martinez, but now that is very, very unlikely. TYC Sport, who are very, very good sources for Argentina players, came out saying that it's unlikely that Lisandro Martinez will leave Ajax this summer. Barcelona are keeping tabs on him, but with the World Cup coming up, Lisandro does not want to change the atmosphere, and he is in a great moment at Ajax. Now, I do completely understand that. If I was in his position, I'd probably think the same way. World Cup coming up, if you go to Barcelona, you'd be on the bench, we'd be including that World Cup squad. I completely understand that. But I still would sign him. I think he's a fantastic player, fantastic defender as well, can play left back and in the pivot as well. But if the mystery center back is not Martinez, then now I'm very, very clueless. It's not Martinez, not Romagnoli, and it's also not Spanish. That's all we know now, and I'm absolutely clueless. We'll have to wait and see, but looks like the mystery center back that Barcelona are going for is not Lisandro Martinez. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, is Neto. We're also discuss about the goalkeeper position as well. Gerard Romero came out saying that Marc-Andre ter Stegen 100% will stay for this summer. Neto will leave, and Iñaki Peña will become the second goalkeeper, and another goalkeeper could be signed depending on the economic situation. So right now, the club are planning, of course, to get rid of Neto, bring in Iñaki Peña as the number 2, and ter Stegen as the number 1. But if there's money left over, the club will maybe look to bring in an experienced goalkeeper, like for example, Luis Maximiliano from Granada, Ledesma from Cadiz, Dimitrievski from Rayo Vallecano. It could be, varieties of anyone. But again, for example, for the Javi Galan deal, if we spend the 50 million euros on him, we won't get a goalkeeper. So it depends on the money that we have left at the end of the summer transfer window. Goalkeeper, of course, is the least of the priorities. The club are confident in Iñaki Peña. If we do sign a goalkeeper, Iñaki Peña will go back on loan somewhere else, whether it's Celta Vigo, Galatasaray again, whatever it may be. But at the moment, Iñaki Peña will be the second choice goalkeeper for Barcelona. Ter Stegen will be number 1, and Neto will leave the club this summer. Now, a player that will be staying at Barcelona this summer, unless a ridiculous bid comes in for him, is of course Frenkie De Jong. There are reports coming in from the UK saying that Manchester City are interested in Frenkie De Jong. Pep Guardiola admires the player a lot, but Barcelona and Xavi are keen on keeping the player. Now, with Man City about to spend a buckload of money on Erling Haaland, there's no way they can afford Frenkie De Jong. But I also want to bring this in because there were some quotes coming out from Ronald Koeman, of course, the former Barcelona coach. He's come out speaking to the media over the past 24 hours. He came out with a big quote saying that I don't think the club want to sell Frenkie De Jong. I think this is an absolutely false statement. And of course, 2 days ago, we got reports coming out saying that Frenkie De Jong's unhappy at Barcelona after Ronald Koeman got sacked. Very close with the manager. He doesn't feel that connection with Xavi quite yet. All that sort of stuff. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, unless a bid comes in over, in my opinion, 100 million euros, but for the club to turn their eyes and be like, a bid, I think maybe 85 comes in, Frenkie De Jong is staying. There is no chance the club are going to put Frenkie De Jong on the market. He is a top quality player in that midfield, and also, if we get rid of Frenkie De Jong, we have to buy a replacement as well. We already have the 6 midfielders for next season: Busquets, Kessie, Gavi, Nico, Pedri, Frenkie De Jong. That's going to be the 6. If one of them leaves, someone has to come in and replace that, because you have to have the 3 starters and then the 3 backups as well. So wait and see on Frenkie. Again, I think it's very, very unlikely he'll leave unless a big bid comes in, but most likely he will stay at Barcelona for the rest of the summer. Now, another player in the Barcelona squad who's in the exact same position as Frenkie De Jong is Sergino Dest. Gerard Romero came out saying that Barcelona are counting on Sergino Dest unless an irrefutable offer arrives this summer. Barcelona do not intend to sell Sergino Dest unless an offer comes in of around 25 to 30 million euros. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Again, if he leaves, you have to replace him. And I don't want the replacement to be Azpilicueta. There's no way we're going to have Azpilicueta and Dani Alves as our right back options next season. Makes no sense. Right now in the market, there is a lack of right backs. Of course, the best option out there is Mazwari, but he is going to Bayern Munich. I agree with this. Again, it's the same thing for every player. If a bid comes in for Frenkie De Jong, the club will study it. For Dest, they'll study it. Ter Stegen, they'll study it. Any player comes in. Of course, there's those untouchables: Ferran Torres, Ansu, Pedri, Eric. Araujo, Nico, Gavi. I think those 7 are the untouchable. Someone can bid $1 billion, the club will say no. But other players, if an interesting bid comes in, they will study it, they will analyze it. Same thing for Dest. But at the moment, the club have no intention of selling Dest, putting him on the market, all that sort of stuff, including even swap deals either. He will be a player at Barcelona next season, unless, of course, a big offer comes in. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele. Firstly, coming in from Helena from Cope, she's come out saying that Javi is pressuring Barcelona to renew Ousmane Dembele's contract and the player wants to stay. There is a good atmosphere between both sides and the sensations are positive and negotiations are currently ongoing. Candacer came out saying that yesterday's meeting between Barcelona and Dembele's agent is described as very positive. They left with good feelings. Dembele agrees to earn less at Barcelona than other clubs, but Barcelona will have to find a way to get closer. And again, Xavi is pressuring for Dembele's renewal. Ben Aid from BN Sports came out saying that Xavi has once again insisted the club to try their best to renew Ousmane Dembele's contract. The club considered Dembele a key player and he wants to stay at the club as well. And lastly, Mundo Deportivo came out saying there are very positive feelings between Barcelona and Dembele's entourage, although there is still no agreement and there is a long way to go to get to that agreement. Dembele is very grateful for Xavi and is also open to reducing his current salary as well to stay at Barcelona. Dembele wants to continue at Barcelona. Positions between the two parties are getting closer, something which was unimaginable a few weeks ago. Dembele is very close to Xavi and trusts him a lot. He feels comfortable in the squad and has great friends like Aubameyang who encouraged him to stay at the club as well. He wants to feel valuable but is open to reducing his current salary to stay at Barcelona. Barcelona know that Xavi values Dembele a lot and exploring different financial formulas to sign him. And Barcelona also understand that signing a player of Dembele's quality will cost more than renewing him. New meetings will be taking place soon. That's all the updates. Again, it's all on Xavi. I would bet on this. If Xavi was not here, I think Dembele would be out the door, probably already signed a contract with someone else and it would already been announced, all that sort of stuff. Xavi is pushing for this player, and I agree with him on this part. Replacing Dembele will cost more than renewing him. I think that's, opened up a big eye to Mateo Alemán, Joan Laporta. Of course, the demands of Dembele from, back in December are absolutely ridiculous. But if you look at it, either we give him, a little bit extra money and he stays, or we're going to have to spend more money for him to leave, and then, of course, bring someone in to replace him. And also, our €140 million investment is straight down the toilet as well. So we'll wait and see. I'm happy to know that Dembele is willing to reduce his wages. I think that's great news, of course. He earns right now around $250K a week, but he was asking for $800K a week back in December. So now I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? One moment you want $800K a week, the next minute you want to reduce your current salary. So what's holding up this deal now? I have no idea. I think it's on the sign-on bonus. His agent, Musisoko, wants around 20 million euros just to sign a new contract, and the club right now are offering around 8, and I think that's what's making the big difference. Not so on the salary, but more so on the signing on bonus. We'll wait and see. The club are going to negotiate over the next few weeks as well. They do want to renew Dembele, and again, Dembele wants to stay. The question is, can they reach an agreement? The club are looking at other financial formulas as well to make this renewal possible. The next and final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Sergi Roberto, and right now he is the most advanced player to sign a renewal at Barcelona. Mateo Morito came out saying if there's no changes in the plans, Sergi Roberto will sign his contract renewal next week, and it will be a 1-year extension. Roberto Siqueda, man, I am in absolute shock. The guy took a 50% wage cut, credit to him. And again, you look at, I want to talk about quickly about these rumors about Ruben Neves. I've seen a lot of rumors about him. Jorge Mendes, of course, was in Barcelona. He's a midfielder. But again, Busquets, Kessie, Nico, Gavi, Pedri, Frenkie De Jong, and now Sergi Roberto. We have 7 midfielders right now in the squad. There is no way we are signing the midfielder. So to forget these rumors about Ruben Neves, Paul Pogba, all this crap. We have 7 midfielders in the team. Ricky Puig is absolutely toast. Nico might go out alone with Roberto staying, in my opinion. So don't forget about those rumors. But Roberto is the next player in line to sign a contract renewal. Of course, it was Pedri first, Ansu, Araujo, and now it'll be Roberto. The question now is who will be after Roberto, Gavi or Ousmane Dembele? Let's now take a look at some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, I want to talk about the La Liga financial fair play rules, aka the new salary margins. ARA have come out saying that this Saturday, Barcelona will have to send La Liga a first draft of the budget for next season. This will be used to calculate the salary margin that the club will have this summer. The salary margin that the club will have will be, of course, official by La Liga in June. La Liga will implement a new regulation for summer transfer window, allowing clubs to gain more salary margin. The profits of the sale of players will be given between 25 and 30% of additional margin. In other words, if a player has generated 10 million euros for the club may spend an additional 2.5 million to 3.3 to hire a replacement. And without the benefit of transfer, the club can only have an additional 25% margin of savings on salary. And Barcelona will have two bonuses: the one they save on salary plus the one they earn by selling someone else. So again, the La Liga trying to make it easier for Barcelona and all the other La Liga clubs this summer. Of course, last year they were strict as hell to the point that Leo Messi, of course, left Barcelona. Now they'll be a bit more easier. The gap has now increased to 25 and 33% for the selling on percentage. And of course, the salary margin as well will have a big impact on that. And now Barcelona have to send their first draft of the budget to La Liga, so that way they can calculate it and then give us our salary margin. And that way we can try to sign Franck Kessie and Andreas Christensen, actually register them officially, because right now we can't do that. We do have a minus 149 million euro salary margin, which of course will be improved when this new rule comes in. And also we sign the CBC deal. So that's an update on the Liga salary margin. And now we have the big update on Espai Barca. The City Council of Barcelona have now approved the work for the Espai Barca project, and it will be beginning in June. We have some points to go through. Firstly, the agreement to move forward with the transformation of Espai Barca and the commencement of the construction work of the Camp Nou will be taking place in June. The season 2022-2023 works on the first and second tiers without impacting capacity, works on the technological infrastructure around the stadium and the exterior urbanization. The demolition of the third tier is planned for the summer of 2023. And then for the season 2023-2024, we will transfer to the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona. Next presentation of the definitive modification of the initial project of the City Council. The final building permit must be approved by the Government Commission as well. So from the city, we got the approval to start work on Espai Barca this June. What will happen is we'll take down the first tier, second tier, all that sort of stuff, but we will still be playing at the Camp Nou next season. The following season, we will move to the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona. That's now been confirmed. We reached an agreement. We pay a small fee, I believe, of 20 million euros, but of course, we'll make all that money back in ticket sales for those matches. Leaving the Camp Nou will suck for a lot of diehard culés like me. Leaving home for a season will be crazy, especially not to, the Johan Cruyff Stadium or something like that. With Real Madrid, they went to their own stadium, but with Barcelona, we need a bigger capacity, so that's why we left, the city completely. And then after that, we will come back to the Camp Nou, but the capacity will only be around 50%. And then by the year after that, by 2025, hopefully, if everything goes to plan, Espai Barca and the new stadium will be complete. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is to give you guys some injury and fitness updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, Ousmane got COVID. The player's in good health. He's, completely fine, but he has tested positive for COVID-19, and he will be out for the match this weekend against Real Mallorca. He most likely will be back for the next week's match against Real Betis, but for this weekend, he will be out. But there could be a player who could be back for this weekend, and that is our best center back, Samuel Umtiti. Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Samuel Umtiti is working hard to receive the medical green light and return to the squad list for the match against Real Mallorca on Sunday. He is training at a good pace at the moment. So Umtiti looking good. Most likely he'll be in the squad list for this weekend's match. Worst case scenario, he'll be in the next squad list for the Betis match, and the Umtiti will be back for the end of the season. But Barcelona have suffered another massive blow. There is a player who will not play again for the rest of the season alongside Pedri and Sergino Dest, and it's a big one. It is Sergi Roberto. Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying there has been a step back in Sergi Roberto's recovery. He did not train with the group yesterday due to discomfort, and everything indicates he will not be getting the medical green light for the Real Mallorca match, but Barcelona want to be cautious with him. So that firstly broke, and then we got the big news from Roberto Roque from Sport. He came out saying that Sergio Roberto was about to return this weekend against Real Mallorca, but has suffered a relapse injury and is not expected to play again this season. And then Javi Miguel from AES came out confirming that, saying that Sergio Roberto will be out for 6 weeks after suffering a relapse in the training session yesterday, and of course, he will be out for the rest of the season. We're about to renew this guy's contract as well, just keep that in mind. But Roberto has missed his whole entire season due to, injury. He started off the season great under Koeman, 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 games, 4 games. Then he got injured. He has not been back since, and he will not return this season. He will be out. He suffered a relapse after being very, very close to getting the medical green light. Got injured in training again, and he will not play again for the rest of the season. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to firstly about Lewandowski. How you feeling right now about this deal? Think it will happen this summer or not? And secondly, would you go for this deal or not? On Ousmane Dembele, again, talked about that as well. Would you pay the money that he wants, or more specifically, his agent wants for that sign-on bonus? And do you think his renewal will happen or not? And finally, on Espai Barca, what you thoughts about the whole entire process, leaving the Camp Nou for one season as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Yeah.